Good day everyone and welcome to Learn English with Blaine, and this is your intermediate dictation number 24 with a focus on nouns and adjectives. Okay, so we are going to do a dictation with a focus on nouns and adjectives. Okay, do you have your pen and paper ready? Because remember that you are going to listen and then write what you hear me say on that paper. Okay, so get your pen and paper ready, and then you are going to listen and then write what you hear. So there will be 7 dictations, and I will say each one 3 times. Okay, so there will be 7 dictations, and I will say each one 3 times. Then, once you write the dictation, I'll give you some time and you can underline the adjectives and the nouns they modify. Okay, so you are going to underline the adjectives and the nouns they modify. Let's take a look at an example. So if I say, the little cat chased the clumsy little dog down the narrow street. The little cat chased the clumsy little dog down the street. In this example, we can see, okay, so these are the nouns. So let's look first at the adjectives. So little is an adjective, clumsy, we have little again, and then we have narrow. So little is an adjective that describes the cat. Clumsy and little are adjectives that describe the dog, and then narrow is another adjective that describes the street. So first look for the adjectives and then find the nouns that they modify, because there might be nouns that don't have adjectives. Okay, so let's just do the best we can with this. I think it'll be some really good practice in finding nouns and adjectives as well as doing the dictation. Okay, so let's begin with our first dictation. Dictation number 1. Your new friend is very nice! Exclamation. I met her at the little restaurant down the street, and she was very polite. Your new friend is very nice. Is very nice! Exclamation. I met her at the little restaurant down the street, comma, and she was very polite. Okay, so I'll just give you a moment to write that out. Okay, so this is what I said. Your new friend is very nice! Exclamation. I met her at the little restaurant down the street, comma, and she was very polite. Your new friend is very nice. I met her at the little restaurant down the street, and she was very polite. Now, what I want you to do is take a look at your paper and underline all the adjectives, and then try to think, okay, so what are the nouns that they modify? So looking first at the adjectives, and then considering the nouns. So find some way to mark them so you know which ones are nouns and which ones are adjectives. So in this case, we've got, these are the adjectives: new, nice, little, polite. New, nice, little, polite. Okay, so in this situation, new is talking about the friend, and nice is also talking about friend. So the friend is new friend, and she's nice. And then we have the adjective little, talking about the restaurant. And then polite is modifying she, which this she is a pronoun for friend. New friend, the friend is nice, little restaurant, and she is polite. She was polite. Okay, let's move on now. This, you know what, I'll be doing a lot of videos like this, so if it seems very difficult now, don't worry, I'll be doing more videos talking about nouns and adjectives, and with practice, it will get very easy for you. Okay, let's go on now to dictation number 2. I found your black science book under the kitchen table. How long had you been looking for it? I found your black science book, under the kitchen table. Under the kitchen table. Period. How long had you been looking for it? How long had you been looking for it? Okay, so I'll give you a moment to complete. Okay. I found your black science book under the kitchen table. Period. How long had you been looking for it? I found your black science book under the kitchen table. How long had you been looking for it? Okay, now in this example, we have got 2 nouns and 3 adjectives. See if you can find 2 nouns and 3 adjectives in this sentence, in this little writing. Okay, so here we've got the adjectives are black and science. These 2 words are talking about the book. It's a black science book. Black science book. These are the adjectives, and this is the noun that they modify. And then table is the other noun. And then kitchen, in this case, is an adjective describing the table. It's a kitchen table. Kitchen table. Okay, let's move. And remember, everyone, if you have any questions about these, just leave your questions in the comment section below the video. Okay, let's move on to number 3, dictation number 3. It goes like this. I like walking very early in the morning because it's so relaxing and peaceful. Why don't you join me tomorrow? I like walking very early in the morning. because it is so relaxing. It is so relaxing and peaceful. And peaceful. Period. Why don't you join me tomorrow? Join me tomorrow. Okay, I'll give you a moment to finish that. Right, your typing, or your writing, I should say. So here we've got two adjectives and two nouns. Two adjectives and two nouns. Okay, let's take a look. Well, let's take a look at what I said first. I like walking very early in the morning because it is so relaxing and peaceful. Period. Why don't you join me tomorrow? I like walking very early in the morning because it is so relaxing and peaceful. Period. Why don't you join me tomorrow? So again, here we've got two nouns and two adjectives. Okay. The nouns are walking and it. Now this is a pronoun that's really replacing walking. I like walking, it is. And then the adjectives relaxing and peaceful are describing it, which is really referring to walking. So in English, we have this noun, and later in the sentence, we will not repeat this noun. We will just use it instead. And then relaxing and peaceful will refer to it, and then it is talking about walking. Is replacing the word walking. Okay, let's move on to dictation number 4. Dictation 4. That new skyscraper in town is so beautiful and majestic. Period. I think it rises about 300 meters over the city. Period. I think it is an apartment block with a few businesses as well. That new skyscraper in town, that new skyscraper in town is so beautiful and majestic. Is so beautiful and majestic. Period. I think it rises about 300 meters, about 300 meters over the city, period. I think it is an apartment block, with a few businesses as well. With a few businesses as well. Okay, I'll give you a moment, everyone, to finish this. And then I'll show you what I said right now. Okay, that new skyscraper in town is so beautiful and majestic, period. I think it rises about 300 meters over the city, period. I think it is an apartment block with a few businesses as well. That new skyscraper in town is so beautiful and majestic. I think it rises about 300 meters over the city, period. I think it is an apartment block with a few businesses as well. Now, in this reading, we see there are two nouns and we've got 4 adjectives. You know what? We actually have 3 nouns. 3 nouns. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adjectives. So in this one, find 3 nouns and 5 adjectives. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so we've got skyscraper. This is a skyscraper is a very tall building, and that skyscraper is beautiful and majestic. And then here we've got a block. So a block is a type of building. A block is a type of a building. And in this case, it is an apartment block. So apartment, in this case, describes the block. It is an apartment block. The skyscraper is beautiful and majestic. Now, there was a couple that I missed here. There is another adjective that describes skyscraper. Can you find it? It is new. New. So the skyscraper is beautiful and majestic. So if you give me a moment here, I'm just going to turn that to green because it's also, it's a new skyscraper. It's a new skyscraper, a new tall building that's beautiful and majestic. And then we've got the apartment block. The block, which is a building, and then we've got, it's an apartment block, which describes what type of building it is. Now, there's one more noun here, and I'm going to see I'll give you a moment to see if you can find it. I'll give you 5 more seconds to find the other noun that can be described with an adjective. It is businesses, and we have a few. So this is an adjective describing businesses. So I'm just going to fix that. So here we've got this is an adjective. Few is a type of an adjective. So I'm just going to color that in. And then the noun is businesses. Okay, so I'm just going to underline that. So here we go. Let's take another look. So we've got the skyscraper is new, beautiful, and majestic. The block is an apartment block. And few this is what we call a limiting, some people call this a limiting adjective. And it's describing businesses. Okay, everyone, I know that's a lot. If you have any questions, put those in the Skype chat, in the comment section below the video. And if you have any other comments, I know that some of you like doing grammar with the dictation, some of you don't. Let me know if you like doing dictation by itself, or is it okay if I work in some grammar with the dictation? If you could let me know in the comment section below, that would be wonderful. But anyways, for this video, we're going to move to dictation number 5. Okay, dictation number 5. If we have time on the weekend, comma, I think we may go and visit my Aunt Louise, comma. She is a little lonely these days and could really use the company. if we have time, on the weekend, comma, I think we may go, and visit my Aunt Louise. Period. She is a little lonely these days, and could really use the company. Period. Okay, so I'll give you another moment to write that out. And here we go. If we have time on the weekend, comma, I think we may go and visit my Aunt Louise. Period. She is a little lonely these days and could really use the company. If we have time on the weekend, I think we may go and visit my Aunt Louise. She is a little lonely these days and could really use the company. Now, everyone, if you have trouble writing names, don't worry. You know what? That will come with practice. Aunt Louise. This is a common name in English, Louise. So again, if you have problems with those, just write out the word and then try to memorize the spelling. But for these dictations, don't worry if you make a few spelling mistakes, or if you miss a few words. The important thing is to get the practice. Now, when we look at this, I am seeing 2 nouns and 2 adjectives. 2 nouns and 2 adjectives that describe those nouns. So let's take a look at those. So we've got she. She's lonely. So this word lonely is describing she. Days, this is another type of a noun. And these is talking about days. Now, one thing you may notice, everyone, is that sometimes we can see the adjective come after the noun that it modifies. A lot of other times, the adjective will come right before the noun that it modifies. So lonely is describing she, which is really the Aunt Louise. And then these is describing days. Okay, so let's move on to dictation number 6. Dictation number 6. I bought a new pair of skates because we are planning to go skating next week. Period. I already had a pair, but they are way too tight for me now. I bought a new pair of skates. A new pair of skates. Because we are planning to go skating. Because we are planning to go skating next week. Next week. Period. I already had a pair. I already had a pair, comma, but they are way too tight. But they are way too tight for me now. For me now. Okay, so I'll just give you a moment to finish your writing. Okay, now this is what I said. I bought a new pair of skates because we are planning to go skating next week, period. I already had a pair, comma, but they are way too tight for me now. I bought a new pair of skates because we are planning to go skating next week. I already had a pair, but they are way too tight for me now. Now, in this case, we've got okay, so we've got three nouns that can be modified. We've got three nouns that can be modified, and we've got two adjectives in this writing. So they are here. So pair of skates, this is a noun right here. The pair of skates are new. The pair of skates is new. And then we've got pair, which is going back to this, right? Instead of saying pair of skates, we can just say pair. And then they is also referring to the pair of skates, and they are tight. So I bought a new pair of skates because we're planning to go skating next week, period. I already had a pair, but they're way too tight for me now. So the pair of skates, they are new, and the pair, they are tight. And again, this pair is referring back to here. And then instead of saying pair again, we're just going to say they, because this is a pronoun for pair. Okay, everyone, let's go to our dictation number 7. Dictation number 7. My coworker is very helpful, period. She is always willing to help me and give me good advice when I need it. My coworker is very helpful, period. My coworker is very helpful, period. She is always willing to help me and give me good advice when I need it. Okay, let's take a few more moments to finish the writing. Okay, this is what I said. My coworker is very helpful, period. She is always willing to help me and give me good advice when I need it. My coworker is very helpful. She is always willing to help me and give me good advice when I need it. Okay, so here we've got 3 nouns and we've got 3 adjectives as well. Okay, let's take a look. I'll give you a moment to finish that one. Okay. Coworker. The coworker is helpful. She is willing. And then we've got this one, advice. The advice is good. So here again we see that the adjective is coming after the noun. After the noun. Here is coming right before the noun. So you could do it. There's different types of adjectives. Some will come before the nouns and others will come after the noun. Well, you know what? Thank you so much everyone for watching this video. And if you could give me some feedback to let me know, was this video too long? Do you like to have the dictation separate from the grammar? Because I do plan on getting a lot more into grammar over this coming year. So if you could let me know if you like having grammar mixed in with the dictations, or do you want to keep them separate? If you could give me that feedback, I would really appreciate it. Also, this video was a little bit more than 30 minutes long. If you could let me know, is that video too long for you, or would you like to have a shorter video instead? So anyways, again, leave your comments or questions in the comment section below the video. I always appreciate those. And if you like the video, please remember to share, like, and subscribe. And this is our schedule. So on Sundays, beginning this coming Sunday, we'll be doing idioms every Sunday, new idioms, new English expressions. We'll be doing dictations, beginner dictation on Monday, intermediate dictation on Wednesday, and on Friday, we'll be doing advanced dictation. But again, everyone, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and any feedback you could give me on this video would be so appreciated. And bye for now, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.